import close your eye, don't see my password. Okay.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, close, never mind. Later I will change. Yeah, okay. Okay, then you will see this interface. You just allow access. Then you are connected. Because I have a lot of video have been recorded, so I have all this video. So you just back to this page. So right now the next step you are done with the registration. So the next step I'm going to share with you is how to follow this Toastmaster Club of Singapore. This is very important. So once you follow the TMCS, in future, whenever we have new video go live, you will get notified. So firstly, click on the search icon, and then input TMCS, and then the search button. Okay, you will see here event and channel. So I teach you a quick way how to follow. Tap on the channel, and you will see the follow icon. Tap on the follow icon. Sorry. If you come to this page, no problem, just click on the follow icon. You are following. So if next time when TMCS go live, you will get notified through your phones. So this is how to register and follow TMCS. Okay, how to watch live? I guess now we are on live. Let me check. Yeah, we are on live. We are on live. Okay, I saw myself. Okay. So one thing, how to share? Click on this button, share icon. The share icon. Then you can select anything. WhatsApp, SMS, or copy link and then share with your friends so that they will know all these good contents. Any questions? If not, I hand over the mic to Peter.
Everyone may wonder about it. I tried to use volumes during the previous coverage of the Singapore Marathon, and the volume wouldn't work unless you couldn't hear anything unless you had headphones plugged in. Is that part of the app, or is that?
Oh, the one is because during the recording we are using the direct recordings. Someone without using this mic, the receiver will not be good. So your end you listen is not very strong. Yeah.
How long will the recording be there? How long will it be up there?
We will keep this video archived for at least a year. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Low. Now, at 7:05 already, we're going to start with our meeting. Right? I'll hand over to you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Wilson, and today I'm your SAA Sergeant at Arms. And before we begin with the event, let's have some ground rules. To respect the speakers coming on stage, we want to remind the audience to switch off or silence their handphone. If you have any urgent call, you can actually go outside and minimize walking about during the speeches and when someone is talking. Unless it's an emergency, if there's a fire and you all still remain calm and seated, I will got nothing to say. And today is very special. We are doing a live broadcast, and we need to get the guests to come up and introduce themselves on stage. Whoa, wow. This time around, you all get to use the mic. That's the plus point. Can I have the first guest, Pratibha? And let's clap after everything. Just for the guests to come out, right, they just need to like your name. Why do you come to TMCS? What's your dream and goal for this year, 2016?
Hello everyone, I am Pratibha Mittal. Somehow I heard mirror and I was like, okay, where is the mirror? My full name is Pratibha Mittal. People find it very difficult to pronounce my name. A lot of people, so while I was working, they call me PM, which is a short form of my full name, Pratibha Mittal. How I got to know about Toastmasters? I got to know about Toastmasters like 7 years back when I was still in India. I have been in Singapore for the last 6 years. So that time there was a Toastmasters group which had come to my organization and they were telling us and making ourselves aware about what the organization is. Since then I have been wanting to join Toastmasters, but something or the other, I would say it was just an excuse not to step out of my comfort and take the first step of coming for a meeting. So today here I am, and what I want to get from this organization, this overall experience, I want to become more confident in terms of my public speeches as well as confident in my social interactions. So that's what I want to learn. And in 2016, I want to improve my health as well as become a better speaker. So I would say these are two of my dreams, other than a long list of so many other things. So thank you.
Can we have the next guest, Woon Jin? Okay. Woon Jin, why do you come to TMCS? What's your goals and dreams?
30 seconds.
Okay, hi everyone.
That's the challenge. It's better for the.
Oh, wait, fine. Good evening everyone, my name is Woon Jin, spelled as W-O-O-N space J-I-U-N. I am not a Korean. I know Korean Woon, right? But I'm born and bred in Singapore. I was here, actually I was not here, I was in YMCA last week. That was my first time with Toastmasters. And I was recommended by Vicky over here to come here today, not knowing that I had to pay $20. But nonetheless, I think it's great to see everyone here. I hope that in 2016 I will get a job because I'm technically jobless now. But previously I was with the hotel line, so I used to be in the learning and development field. So I'm also a trainer and a speaker. That's pretty much about me. 30 seconds up.
Okay, next we have Mother Earth President Garrett. Garrett.
Why do you come to TMCS and your goals and dreams for 2016? 30 seconds.
Okay. So my name is Garrett. Why have I come to TMCS? Well, it is essentially a sister club to what is going to be a club called Mother Earth, which I am the president of and which other members here are also a part of. As part of that, 2016 is going to be a critically important year. I'll tell you more about the Mother Earth Toastmasters Club later on, but it'll be a critical year, not just for our club, but also, I think, for society generally, in terms of areas of awareness of things like climate change and what we can do about that. So that'll be generally the topic of Mother Earth. And what else did you want to hear about?
Your goals and dreams.
Well, that is my goal and dream, is to make a difference. To make a difference in the world. Thank you.
Next, we have Ashwin. While you're coming up, you can think about why do you come to TMCS, Toastmaster Club Singapore, your goals and dreams. Once we shake hands, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. Welcome everybody. My name is Ashwin Jindania. You can forget the last part, it's very difficult to pronounce. And so what brings me to TMCA, I would say I'm right now one of the youngest members here. So I'm just doing my master's in NUS, me and my friend. We got to know about the club around 4 months back. And we did postpone it a bit, but now I'm here, new year, new beginnings. So something that brings me to TMCA is just, I wanted to polish myself more. One of my personal aspirations, goals for this year is polish yourself, become a better speaker, become a better motivator, become a person who can sell yourself better. As in, just do the things that, as Gary said, can make a difference. So help make that difference, help get your words through, the power of words. The person who came first was the Toastmasters 2015, right? So that's about it. And for professional goals, I also hope I get a job. I hope I get a job this year because I'll be graduating soon. And yeah, so that's a short introduction about me. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to have a great experience.
Next, we have Ran Deep La. So, just now that speaker is your friend.
Yes.
Oh, so he has spoken a lot of what you want to say.
The stage is yours.
My name is Ram Tilak and I've been in Singapore 3 days ago. So in the 4th day I'm at Toastmasters. I think thanks to Ashwin, I met him in my flat and we had good communication and I've been in Toastmasters. And my goal for 2016 is to learn more about business analytics. What I want to learn, I want to do my grad school in US from Jan 15. That's going to be my goal in 2016. And also improve my public speaking abilities. This is all that I've learned so far, undergrad and the experience I've gained. Thank you.
Next, we have Nicole Wang. While you are coming out, you can think about why do you come to TMCS, your goals and dreams for this year.
My name is Nicole, and this is actually my second time at TMCS. The first time I came because TMCS was at the top of Google search. The second time, well, that's because Wilson keeps pestering me to come back. Yeah. My goals for 2016. Well, I just finished A-levels, so hopefully to get good results and get into uni. But currently, I'm working at Deloitte before uni starts.
Next, we have Rain Chen. So while you're coming up, you can think about why you come to TMCS, your goals and dreams for 2016.
Hello, evening everyone. My name is Rain Chen. Come from China. This is my first time come here. I heard about it from my friend, so today I just come and take a look. I think it's interesting, so that's all I say. Thank you.
Next, we have Jackie, the second Jackie in this group.
Great. Please again, your first and dream.
Where is the first guy? Why I'm here is because I would like to make friends, some great men, women like you, and my dreams of 2016 is I would like to speak like someone from London, have beautiful accent. London accent, maybe Moscow one, something like this. Because I was born in Shanghai and I've been in Singapore for 15 years. Now, technically, I'm speaking English. So I want to make some, not improvement, but changes myself. And I'm so glad to see you guys. Thank you.
Next, we have Helena Wong. So while you're coming up, you can think about why you come to TMCS, your goals and dreams.
Hi everyone, I'm Helena, with an A. If you, for short, you can call me H. Why I joined TMCS is because I want to learn to speak up, maybe because I realized that I keep to myself a lot. And my goals for 2016 would be to pass my class 2 motorcycle license. So for next year, I'll ride up all the way to maybe Thailand to tour for 15 to 30 days, only on visa. That's all.
Next, we have Jeff. Oh, cool. I would like to know why you come to TMCS, your age, yes, your goals and dreams.
Hi, I'm on TV. Hey guys, my name is Zeb. Good evening. Alright, it's Zeb, not Jeff. So you know, but it's fine. Okay, I'm a facilitator for corporate team building. I'm also a dancer. If you'd like to know, I don't really look like me. It's kind of be formal and all. Right, why did I join TMCS? Basically to improve my public speaking skills. And of course, for my dream itself is relatively simple, but it's not, which is to basically find myself. Yes.
Next, we have Kelvin Lloyd, L-O-O-I. Louis, cool. I also need to know your age.
My name is Kelvin. I'm 26 this year. So the reason why I joined Toastmasters is because I want to learn from the seniors, to learn how they practice public speaking, and of course I want to improve on my own. And recently I've actually started my own company to help people to achieve their dreams as well. So I want to motivate and lead and inspire those not in the as lucky as me. Yeah, so that's my goals and research.
Next, we have Raja Lakshmi. Did I pronounce correctly? Raja Lakshmi? Oh, cool. Hey, because just now I keep asking the guy's age, so can I? Those have
Hello Toastmasters. Hi everyone. The reason why I joined Toastmasters is a story. I was supposed to be an accident. In other words, not really, I was really forced to join Toastmasters. So I kind of stayed on with it. So why am I here? I'm still having fun. Well, I wish everybody would have fun and learn and keep on learning. And I did turn big O though. I'm not going to tell you which O. One big O. One lesser 50 than the SG 50. So like 20. Thank you very much. I just cut my hair as I finish. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you. Next, we have Mel Sun. Oh, cool. So, do I get to know your age too?
You have 30 seconds.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mel. So, age 33 this year, even though I look otherwise. Okay, so why am I here? Because I actually came here to a friend called Tracy, who's also a very, very dear friend and sister of mine. And basically, I'm a teacher and also a makeup artist. So those of you who need makeup, you can come to me. Alright, and basically my aspirations is to be a speaker like Les Brown, Brian Tracy, and Nick Bojic. People who have made a difference in the lives of others around the world. And basically, as a teacher, our motto, lead, care, and inspire. And basically, in my life, I want to lead, to inspire people to be the best person they can be, to be the person, right, that, they never know what they can do. To be that person who can really go all out and achieve who they want to become. And basically, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have Alex Yo. Alex Yo. Oh. Don't be nervous. I will still ask about your age.
Okay, that helps.
Why you come to TMCS, your goals and dreams?
Okay, so hi, my name is Alex, and I'm 56 years old. Few of us here, right? But I don't know how it helps you, seriously, man. Okay, actually this is my very first time in a Toastmaster club, the very first. I found this through the website, but I have a confession to make, I must say, because the very first time when I heard of Toastmaster was in NUS, where we have the Toastmaster club. But the very first instant when I heard the name Toastmaster, the first thing I thought of was actually bread. You know? But it took me some time to realize it's actually public speaking. And why I'm here is because it aligns with what I want to do eventually. Right now I'm working in the NCSS, National Council of Social Services. And part of my dream to inspire more youth to be more involved in the social sector. And perhaps a way to measure my success is have the opportunity to present on TED stage. to showcase my passion in inspiring fellow youth in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, we have Jing Wei. So you know what I'm going to ask you?
Hello guys, I'm Jing Wei, and this year I'm 23 years old. So why am I here? Because in two days time I have an interview. And I thought this is a good time for interview by a firm. Yeah. So my main goal is to become more confident when it comes to public speaking. Then the dream that I have for this year is to eventually have fun on this stage. That's all.
Okay, we have come to the end of our registered guest segment. Now is the unregistered guest. I saw a few faces. Hi. Would you like to come up and make some introduction of yourself? Your age? Why you come to TMCS? Your goals and dreams? 30 seconds.
I don't know what difference it will make to my age. I don't see much of an age here as well. I'm Logan Alton. You can call me as Logan. That's my full name. I'm basically Indian chartered accountant. I run a consulting firm here in India. Why I'm coming to Toastmasters to get away with my fear of stage. I write more, I talk less. I wanted to make. By the end of this year, I write more, I talk more also on the stage. So that's my goal. And another one is to give more, at least to 10 more Singaporean developers to get employed with my goal. Thank you.
Hi. Yes, you. You got pointed out by Elaine.
Hello everyone, my name is Li. I'm also from China. Actually, this is my second time to come here. Why I joined TMCS? It's all because of my boss. Because when I joined my current company, for the first day, my boss always pushed me to join Toastmasters Club. And he always say, because my job needs a lot of presentations, so, and because my job is business analyst, I need many reports need to be reported to the senior management and for their decision making. So currently, the most difficult part for me is impromptu speaking and public speaking. So that's why I come here.
Do we have any more guests? Yeah, please come up. Don't be shy. Cool. We have one more.
Hello. Hey, hi everybody. I'm Yong Xiang. So I came to know of Toastmasters because I was doing Google search online, and I actually texted a couple of people from different clubs. And America is the only one who responded. So I'm actually a staff founder. So I was hoping to see what Toastmasters does. This is my first time here, and hopefully along the year, this year I'll be able to gain more confidence in terms of public speaking and in terms of articulating my ideas to people of different views.
Okay, we have another guest over here. Would you like to introduce yourself? On stage. Today's challenge is on stage. You have to declare your age on stage.
Good evening, you. I'm Satyam Kumar. I'm working as a mechanical engineer and one of the security Singapore. My purpose here is to improve my conversation skills and get rid of the fear on the stage.
Any more guests? Okay, cool. Harish, why?
He's a member.
Oh, he's a. Oh, today you are a guest. I'm the VPM. Do you want to renew your membership right now in front of everybody?
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm here because I used to come to Toastmasters on Mondays. Unfortunately, last few months I missed out the meetings. Yeah, I got my Lord of the Rings. But still, I'll be around in Singapore for another few months, so I thought just come and have some catch-up sessions with my Toastmaster buddies. Thank you.
Okay, we've come to the end of the guest segment, and now I'll introduce you to Vicky V, our Toastmaster of the evening.
Well, you never asked for my age, Will. So as you guys can see, we've got very interesting BPMs. One BPM, the guys especially be careful. One BPM always asking for your name and your age. The other one only replies when she sees guy's number. And as you guys can see, I do not look, talk, or smell like Danny Ho. So I'm definitely not Danny Ho, as you can see in your meeting agenda. I am Vicky Vaswani, and where is our past president? Immediate past president is Vicky Su. She's over here, so she's my namesake. And for all the guests that are here today, please do not tell all the other guests that when you get to introduce yourself on stage. If not, every week we might be in trouble because this is a rare opportunity. First time we are live on TV, so yeah, you guys got a good opportunity to introduce yourself and do a mini table topic. So let me just move on to introduce our president for his opening address, and this is our president who promised to get us on the world stage, and I think he has managed to do that with us being live. And could we have a huge round of applause for Mr. President Peter?
Good morning, Singapore. Sorry, it's good evening, Singapore. Good evening, Singapore. Good evening, Toastmasters of Singapore. And good evening, the world out there. The last time I checked on rings.tv, the mobile apps, I saw about 600 viewers. Is that correct? Brian, can you give me an update? How many viewers do you have?
Right now, let me check. You mean the last one or this one?
No.
This one.
6.
Oh, did you see?
8 what?
686
viewers online. Thank you, Toastmasters of Singapore, you made it. Now, you're being showcased around the world. And
762 now.
762, as I'm being told, is being updated. So I guess America is waking up at 7 a.m. So good morning, America! And if Daniel Rex, the CEO of Toastmasters International, if you are watching, good morning to you, sir. All right. Good evening, Division S Director Vicky Su and immediate past President Vicky Su. Right? Any other district officer around? No. Okay. All right. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. And the two Area S Director, Harish Param. Yeah, over there. and Nancy Chang, right over there. Oh, can they have a round of applause? 6 months ago, I promised during the election speech that my intention of running for president is to bring Toastmasters Club of Singapore to the world stage. First, I promise that whoever goes to the world champion of public speaking and wins an award for us, he will be a deserving champion that will be awarded a free membership for the following year. And that gentleman is with us here today. His name is Manuj Vasudevan, over there. A round of applause for him. We will hear from him in a moment, yeah? But for New Year, for your New Year message, I want to talk about belief. Ralph C. Smedley started with a belief that all of us can speak by learning, by doing, and learn to talk by talking. And then he started a club, which our club's founder, competent Toastmaster Ling Li Huan, believed in that. That's why he started a speaking club in the 50s and later registered it in 1967. So does one of our torchbearer, distinguished Toastmaster Ernest Chen. He has been our president for 5 rounds. You know, I've only gone through 6 months of presidency, and I know how. Well, I know that it's not an easy job. So this gentleman has gone through it 5 times, out of his own free will, and a lot of time, contributing our own time and effort and money as well, especially for Vicky Su, the greatest sponsor of TMCS. And I dare say, he is also one of the biggest sponsors in this district for many of our events. A round of applause for Vicky. Now why are they doing this? Because they believe in the cause of public speaking. And through public speaking, not only will we generate confidence, we turn our life into more productive living, as our founder said. Yeah? And it all starts with a dream and a goal. I don't know what your dreams and goals are, but if any one of you have any dreams and goals, you never let people tell you that you can't do it. Because as Will Smith said in The Pursuit of Happiness, you got a dream, you got to chase it. People who can't do it will tell you, you can't do it. Just 7 days ago, or rather 70 days ago, 5 of us decided we should run a speech marathon, just like the one in year 2000. And within 70 days, the 5 of us, Ernest Chen, Vicky Su, myself, Stanley Goh, Chu Ban Singh, came together and brought together 50 volunteers from a few Toastmasters clubs. And within 70 days, we managed to garner 500 speakers in a 50 hours event, generating $35,000 for a charitable organization, and completed the entire task, showcasing it to 21,000 viewers around the world. So we fulfilled that dream. We fulfilled that goal. So what's next? What's next, Vicky Su?
50th anniversary of TMCS.
50th anniversary of TMCS this year?
Next year.
Next year. But we're going to run the event sometime this year, right? In June. Okay, more details will be revealed to you in due time. So, believe in yourself, have dreams and goals that you carry out, and do it now. See, when I approached Ernest and say, shall we do the speech marathon? He said, let's do it now. And it was because of his conviction that we must do it, that this project sailed through. And that Toastmasters Club of Singapore now is known to the world. We have completed the project for 1,200 participants, including the supporters. With that, I'd like to invite all of you, not just everybody here, but those of you watching online, to live your dreams and goals. And I'm sure our prepared speech speakers has a lot more to tell you. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Peter. And I would just like to ask, how many of you hold a Guinness or Singapore record? Anybody?
I hold Guinness Stout.
Other than Guinness Stout, how many of you are in an organization that holds a Guinness record? So actually all of you who are members here today, you are part of an organization that is, I think we just, like what Peter said, we are part of the Singapore Guinness record, and I think for that, let's give the organizing committee the Singapore Book of Records for the longest speech marathon. Can we give the whole organizing committee a good applause? And let's get down to more serious stuff. Let me just move down the meeting agenda. So all the speakers are here today except Cheryl. Can I confirm, Cheryl, you're not in the room today? Cheryl, if you're here, please raise your hand. Okay. And everybody else is here. Manish is here. Everybody else is here. Okay, so we're just gonna everybody please take note. Cheryl is not here. And moving down the order, our counter is Renee. Can we have Renee to stand up and then introduce yourself a bit? Yeah, it's okay.
Good evening, Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm at the art counter, so I'll be doing the counting for art in okay, you know, I say I mean, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. So anybody who does any unnecessary us and us, she will be counting us and us. And we also have the timer, who is Lalat, who is also our Vice President Education. Lalat.
Everyone, good evening. My name is Lalat. I'll be the timer for today's meeting. So I'll be counting the timing for all each and everyone, and then I'll be showing the lights here and ringing the bell. Thank you.
Lalat, could I just check if the lights are working?
Yeah.
And is the bell working as well? Very nice, perfect. Okay, everything is good to go. And let's move on to the prepared speeches. Our first project for today is going to be the icebreaker. And could we have Guru, who is the evaluator for Manish, to read out the project objectives? But obviously, Guru is not holding on to the project manual, as I can see. So somebody needs to pass him the project manual so he can read the project objectives. So guys, just so you know, future members and current members as well, whenever you guys are giving your speech, always look in the meeting agenda who your evaluator is, and you may or may not know the person, but always look for him when you come to the meeting and pass your booklet to them so that they can read out the meeting agenda and they can do the evaluation in the booklet itself. And then at the end of it, after all the 10 speeches have been done, you have to look for your VPE so that she can do the necessary stuff for you. Guru.
Yeah. The objective of Project 1 is to begin speaking before an audience and to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. Time 4 to 6 minutes.
Time, please take note, 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, the green light will come on. At 5 minutes, the amber light. At 6 minutes, the red light. And at 6 minutes, 30 seconds, the bell will ring. And we have our first speaker. The introduction which I have been given is very short and sweet. It says that he has been a member of Toastmasters for many years. When I tried to find out how many, I just got the answer many. And then it also says that he is finally doing his first speech, his icebreaker, and the title of his first speech, as you guys can see, is called Second Time Lucky. Could we have a huge round of applause for Manish, please?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manish Punjabi, and this is my Project 1, my icebreaker. So, how many of you have done an icebreaker before? See a show of hands. Not surprisingly, most of you have. How many of you remember your icebreaker? That's interesting. Most of you have still kept your hands up. I wonder why that is. So, a confession I must make first. This is not my first icebreaker. About 5 years ago, I joined Toastmasters in Hong Kong, a very small club, about 50 people or so. Unlike this, 100 people, and I think there's 700 people watching me on TV right now. But very, very small one. And I remember giving about 6 or so speeches. But the only one I remember is my icebreaker. And why is that? It's because it was like my first kiss, completely messy. I remember sweaty palms. I remember my head spinning and adrenaline rush and butterflies in my stomach and a heart thumping and all these things. But the good news is I survived that. I survived my first kiss as well. So today is my second icebreaker. And what I want to do is I want to just very briefly introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself and tell you why I'm here today. So when people ask me, where are you from? To me that's a trick question. I don't really know what to say because I've lived in so many places. I grew up in, I was born in India, in a place called Jaipur in northwest India. When I was 2, I moved to Japan with my dad's business. He moved us there, so I grew up in Japan as a Japanese boy. When I was 17, we relocated to the UK, where I studied. And then after finishing my engineering degree, I worked in India and then many places after that. Recently, I was in Hong Kong, and before that, London. So when people ask me, kind of, where's home? Normally, I would say, well, maybe London. But after living here for 4 years, this has increasingly become my home. And so now when people ask me, where's your home? I'm kind of waiting for my PR to get through, and then I can say Singapore is my home. So that's a little bit about kind of my background. What do I do? So I wish I could tell you that I'm a child psychologist, or I'm an entrepreneur with some exciting idea, but actually, I'm just a banker. I'm an investment banker. Now, if this was 1997 when the market was tanking, I would tell you I'm jobless. I'd rather not tell anyone I'm a banker, but today I can say that. Actually, what I do is called strategy. So what I get involved in is helping my company create new products, enter new markets, buy companies, and so on and so forth. So I enjoy what I do. I'm really passionate about what I do because you're actually setting a mark and you're creating something that's really new. It's a lasting kind of legacy. That's really important to me. Maybe one more thing I can share with you is what makes me happy. What makes me happy are my relationships with people. That's what makes me happy. My friends, my family, my children, these things make me happy. So yesterday when I was told that you'll be doing your icebreaker tomorrow, I sat down with my kids and I said, I have to do a speech tomorrow, and I have to get ready for this. And my son, who is the sweetest boy in the world, sat down with me and tried to come up with ideas for me, which was really helpful, really sweet. And my daughter, who's 8 years old, but she thinks she's 28, she ran into her room and she came back after half an hour with her iPad and she said, okay, you need to make an outline first. And then you need to write some points down, and then you need to give it to me so I can review it for you. So this makes me happy. My kids make me happy. These small things, they make me happy. Right? So for me, everything is about my relationships. Why am I here today? So as the introduction mentioned, I've been a member of Toastmasters for many years. I need to speak many times. I speak in front of people all the time. I give presentations, I'm running meetings and this kind of stuff. But every time someone asks me to give an impromptu speech, usually I'll be hiding behind something. It's not something I enjoy doing, despite the fact that I have to do it all the time. And so what I really want to do is understand the art of speaking, to have some confidence in speaking, but more than anything, to really just have fun speaking, right? So maybe with your help this year, this is my first speech here, and I hope there'll be many more after this. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish, for your wonderful speech. And yes, Manish, I too remember my first speech which I did, my icebreaker, because I don't know if you guys, some of you were here, it was titled, I am an S. A.S.S. So yeah, and then my second speech was titled, I am also a whole. So yeah. And let's move on to the second project of today. It is the icebreaker as well, and it's going to be done by Anshul. And Anshul's evaluator is Jackie Lim. And since it's the same project objectives, we won't need him to read out the objectives. And Anshul's introduction is right here with me. Yes, Anshul says that he came to Singapore about 8 months back, and he also likes kite flying. So if you know anybody who likes kite flying, they have to be from India. Because that's what we do in our free time all the time. And he also likes yoga. And where did yoga come from? Okay. And here's another exciting fact. He also likes to make and serve ginger tea. And who drinks teh alia all the time? Okay. Can we have a huge round of applause for Anshul, please, for his first speech.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got two stories from my life to share with you today. Two simple stories, and I'm done with my speech today. My first story starts at a time when I was 14 years old. I liked playing cricket. One day, while playing cricket, I got a fracture in my leg. When we went to doctor, he put a plaster in my leg. He advised me bed rest for 2.5 months. That was a stressful time for me because my motion was constrained to my bed. I had to stay in the same bed for 2.5 months. My parents were concerned about my grades because I would not go to school for 2.5 months. One day, my grandmother came to me and told me that, Anshul, do whatever you want to do, but just make sure that you don't get a fail grade in the exams. I studied and gave the exams. When the results came out, we were surprised to find that I had scored the best as compared to what I had been scoring in the last 7 years. In retrospect, when I analyze this incident, I feel that whatever happens, happens for good. The time when I got the fracture, it was a stressful time for me. But that was also the time when I got to think about what I had been doing. It made my mind more focused. I started to do more of things that were important to me and less of things that were not so important to me. What happens, happens for good. My second story starts at a time when I was 16 years old. One day, I went to class and saw a beautiful girl sitting at a desk. She was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen in my life. Quoting one of our own Toastmasters here, if looks could kill, she would be in jail today. When I went to her to talk to her, my heart rate increased like anything. She was beautiful, smart, stylish, and humble. And when she gave the exams, I later on found that she became the topper of the school. At one point of time, I started to analyze the chances of she loving me at some point of time? And the answer came out, cannot. I found no defects in her and all the defects in me. I persuaded myself not to think about her so much, but rather focus my mind on studies and work hard, so that in future I can get a girl of my choice. I studied hard. 2 years later, I gave engineering entrance examination. With the grace of God, with the support of my parents, and with the help of my teachers, I got admission to IIT Kharagpur, which is regarded as one of the best engineering colleges in India. After passing out from there, I did a job in a steel company and did an MBA from Indian School of Business, which is also regarded as one of the best schools in India. At ISB, Apple came and recruited me to join their Singapore office. And I landed in Singapore exactly 8 months back on 4th of May 2015. In retrospect, when I analyze this incident, I feel what happens for good. It might seem like a tragic love story that ended before it even began. But she came in my life as a source of motivation. If she did not come to my life, then maybe I might not have got that much motivated to work harder and focus on academics. And maybe I might not be standing in front of you all today. I attribute some bit of my success to her. What happens, happens for good. Thank you.
So I was just checking with Anshul if he got the girl in the end.
No, I know.
You didn't, right? Okay, so the next time if you see anybody in Singapore who is like what you described, maybe you could try this one thing which I say that always works. You can go to her and say that if you were a burger at McDonald's, you'd be the McGorgeous. And let's move on to the the next speech, and that is going to be done by Ann Wong, and that is Project 4, and her evaluator is Ernest Chen, distinguished Toastmaster Ernest Chen. Could we have Ernest to read out the project objectives for Project 4?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster, the objectives are: the speaker is to use words and arrangement of words that effectively communicate her message to the audience. The speaker should select clear, accurate, descriptive and short words and choose words that convey action. Sentence and paragraph construction should be simple and short. The speaker needs to include rhetorical devices, avoid jargon and unnecessary words, and use correct grammar. The speech must have a clear purpose and be organized. Those are the objectives, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ernest. And the introduction which I got for Anne was, Anne is from Shanghai, and then this month is actually her first 1-year anniversary in Toastmasters. So for that, could we give her a round of applause? And her goal when she joined our club was to become a better thinker, listener, speaker, and communicator, which I think we will all agree with she has become after listening to her speech. Could we have a huge round of applause for Anne Wong?
Who are you? Women's voice asks. No one. Ray answers, and she seems to believe that. I saw Ray on a desert planet. She's a scavenger, exploring the hulking wreck of the capital ship, Star Destroyer. I was raised to do one thing, but I've got nothing to fight for. saved by Finn, stormtrooper on the run, who's later seen battling the villain. This was the movie I watched last weekend. Both Ray and Finn become heroes in the later part. Why I feel I want to talk about this is about, this is a story about a young woman and a black man who realize the force within them. They are just like most of us sitting here, who are born with the force but not realize it until one day was thrown into the situation. The force within us awakens when we go on journeys and overcome challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share two real stories with you about ordinary people become heroes. The first story is about an artist who has a lawyer degree. Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli, who became totally blind at the age of 12. He went to university to study law instead of music, but he sang professionally at the piano bar. I knew my voice was special, he said, and I came to believe that if I have a gift, I have an obligation to share it with others. Yes, he believes his voice belongs to the world. To finance his singing class, he continued to sing in the piano bar while studying law. Then he worked for 1 year as a lawyer. Then he had his famous single, Time to Say Goodbye, which stayed at the top of the chart for 14 consecutive weeks. My second story is about an engineer friend of mine who became an excellent English teacher. My friend had been doing engineering for many years. He never realized that he was good at languages. It all started with a good heart to help poor students achieve better school results. He started giving tuition to those students. He's also helping young professionals who have the language barriers in the career advancement. His force awakens while he's using his strength to help others. He then managed to switch career from engineering to marketing, then to English coaching. He feels satisfied when knowing that his tuition helps his students' life getting better. So today I'm standing here delivering my speech with the hope of each and everyone sitting in the room. You may have or may have not yet discovered your force. For the coming year, let's awaken, let the force within us awaken, then to make the positive changes that all we need. May the force be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, for your inspiring speech. And moving on to the next project, but before I move on, just so you guys know that the timing sequence for this is 5 to 7 minutes compared to the project 1, which was 4 to 6 minutes. At 5 minutes is when the green light, 6 minute amber light, and then at red minute, at 6 minutes, 7 minutes will be the red light. And as we move on to our next project, which is project 5, going to be done by Nicole Sir, and her project evaluator is Ng Che Kim. Distinguished Toastmaster Ng Che Kim. Could we have him to read out the project objectives, please?
Sure.
Project 5, Your Body Speaks. Objectives are use stance, movement, gestures, facial expression, and eye contact to express your message and achieve your speech purpose. Make your body language smooth and natural. Time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Joachim. And the introduction from Nicole, which I got, was she says that she is someone who works for the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise in Business Development. And she will be presenting, as you can see, her project title is titled Unforgettable 90s Taiwanese Drama and Bollywood Movies. And what she will be presenting about is on shows she watched in the 90s while growing up, which have casted a deep impression in her memories. And as we go into memory land with Nicole, could we have a huge round of applause for her, please?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Mr. President. Growing up in the 90s in Singapore, watching television was a very common pastime. And the two shows that gave me the deepest impressions were, firstly, Taiwanese drama series, and secondly, Bollywood movies. When I'm talking about 90s Taiwanese drama series, I'm not just talking about any Taiwanese production during that period of time, but I'm talking about those which has been adapted from the novelists of that time who has been the most popular. Her name is Chong Yao. More than 10 of her novels were adapted and made into TV series that were played on prime time on Singapore's Channel 8. All her stories were set in China, from the Qing dynasty to the 1930s, with a female lead character who was born to such miserable life. It was a permanent fixture that in every series she would cry miserably. She would cry so much that there will be scenes where she would cry, be so upset till to the point where she faints. On the other hand, with regards to the 90s Bollywood movies that were shown on Saturday on Channel 5, I think, I can't really remember anymore, I'm quite old now, were those where there were a huge variety of backgrounds where the stories were based on. But so much of the scenes were so unreal, so much overacting, so unrealistic. The typical storyline was boy meets girl, girl meets boy, they fell in love. But the boy was a toilet washer. Her parents forbid them to be together. They can't be together. The girl, being very heartbroken and upset, runs away from home. Usually through an open, vast green field. She runs in slow motion. Not just any vast, luscious green field, but clear blue skies with no clouds. The sun was shining brightly. All of a sudden, it started to rain heavily. But how can it rain when it was just clear blue skies around a while ago? No clouds. So, what does a normal person do when it starts to rain heavily? Run for shelter, right? But do you know what she does? She does this. She dances. She dances and sings in the rain. Which normal person actually does that? And while she was doing all that, the guy she loves appears out of nowhere. And when he appeared, he planted a tree. So, was there in his super cool actor pose. So their eyes met. Their face lit up. They started running towards each other. They ran and ran and ran. But they ran past each other. Instead of running into the arms of the man she loves, she thought it was a better idea at that point to actually play hide and seek around that tree that he just planted. So he went, Mutu, 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 Mutu. So obviously his name was Mutu. And while she was doing all that, right, instead of behaving like a normal man, he doesn't just stand there and look at her and wait till she's done with her thing. He actually thinks that it's a really cool idea to dance around the tree. She joins her. So she goes, probably she was going like, you can find me, I can catch you, something like that. So they go around doing that for at least 15 minutes, dancing around the tree. In about 15 minutes, finally, he catches her. They embraces. At this moment, she lets out this really goofy giggle. And they look deep into each other's eyes. All of a sudden, a bullet from behind hits him. But he doesn't just die in her arms like that. There's still another 3 hours of the movie that he has to act out. So what does he do? He drags his injured body and walks through the grass field. And he swears vengeance to whoever that did that to him. So, in other words, right, stories can just go on and on and on. In conclusion, this is just my version of the 90s Bollywood movies and Taiwanese drama series that has left the deepest impression to me, according to my memory. Thank you.
Nicole, I think you just narrated the story of my life. And actually, the surprising thing is, I can't believe you actually sat through the whole movie, and then after you analyze in such detail what actually happened. Even I off the show half the eye. There are some movies which I go with my family, I can't be bothered, I just walk out halfway. And as we move on to not insulting anymore Bollywood movies, to Project 6, and that is going to be done by Kai Yang, and Project 6 is titled 12 Pairs of Legs, and Kai Yang's evaluator is So Swee Kiat. Could we have So Swee Kiat to read out the project objectives, please?
The objectives of Project 6, vocal variety. Use voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. Time 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Swee Kiat. And the introduction which I got for Kai Yang was that the speaker has a disability of not being able to enunciate his words clearly, and hence joining the club to overcome this disability. And this disability is made worse today by a cold and a sore throat, but he is still doing his speech. So for that, I think he deserves a huge round of applause. So please bear with the speaker, and could we have Kai Yang with his speech, 12 pair of legs, please.
It was a beautiful day yesterday, perfect for playing basketball. I put on my longer legs to make me 2 meters tall. It was so easy to make some awesome slam dunk moves. I'm going to travel to New York tomorrow, getting stuck in an economy seat for more than 20 hours is no joke. Let me shorten my legs by 15 centimeters, create more leg room for my stuff. Isn't that great? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You want to have the ability to change how tall you are?
Yes.
This is no longer a dream, it is actually possible to do so now. The only catch is that you have to amputate your legs below your knees. So tell me whether you still want to change the ability. No. You have the ability to change your height. I'm not here to talk about technology today. Instead, I want to talk about this person called Amy Mullins. She spent her childhood doing the usual activities of her peers: swimming, soccer, softball, and skiing, and went on to become the world record holders of the 100 and 200 meter races and the long jump. She was named one of the 50 most beautiful women in the world, a Dinsley student at the Georgetown University, an intelligence intern at the Pentagon, a supermodel, an actress, and a guest speaker at numerous conferences. Did I just say that she did not have her legs from the knees down? I first came across Amy in a TED presentation. Somebody actually mentioned TED before. TED stands for TED stands for Technology, Education, and Design. And it's a non-profit organization that's devoted to ideas worth spreading. Amy spoke 3 times, and her last speech caught my attention. The title of my speech, Child Pairs of Legs, was actually borrowed from her. She is the person with child pairs of legs. Because of her condition, she now has the ability to change her height depending on the occasion. She once met a friend at a party who has known her for years as 5'8", but she has become 6 feet at a party. Her friend commented to her, "It is not fair that you can change your height as and when you want it. It is not fair." So what's so unfair about it? Do you want to saddle your lower legs as well? Amy is a real person, and her credentials are not fictitious. Looking at her, you can't help but wonder that if she can live such a fulfilling life, why can't you? The only difference between you and her really is her prosthetic legs. Does that really make her more disabled than others? Celebrities like Pamela Anderson probably has more prosthetics in her body. Nobody really says Pamela Anderson is disabled, isn't it? Let me just tell you another story. Jason McElwan, nicknamed J-Mac, was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2 and did not speak until he was 5. J-Mac has a learning problem and was always a grade or 2 behind his peers. Instead of putting his nose in a textbook, he prefers to play basketball and loves shooting hoops to let off steam. For 4 years in high school, he tried out for the school's basketball team but constantly got cut. Instead, he was appointed as the team's manager. His coach told him, "You are too short, and I'm not sure whether you can communicate effectively with your peers," obviously inferring to his autistic situation. Deep down inside though, he knew that he will be a great basketball player and continue to practice rigorously even though he has not been selected to the team. For the team's last home game of the season, J-Mac was added to the roster by his coach as a result of his hard work so that he can get a jersey and sit on the home bench. At the last 4 minutes of the game and a double-digit lead, J-Mac was sent to the court with his jersey number 52 proudly displayed on his back. His teammate passing the ball. He attempted a 3-point shot. He missed. Then he tried a layup. He squandered the shot again. His teammate passing the ball one more time. He looked at the 3-point line, glanced at the hoop, and then tried another 3-point shot. This time he went in. And he made another 3-point shot. He went in again. And for the last 4 minutes, he made a total of 6 3-pointers and scored 20 points. And by the time he scored the last 3-pointer at the last second of the game, the whole stadium spectators rocked with cheers. And all his teammates rushed to him and lifted him up. Everybody was so proud of him. This amazing feat has opened many doors for J-Mac. George Bush, Oprah Winfrey, and Magic Johnson have all met of him. J-Mac is now a transformed person and works full-time as a motivational speaker. In some ways, we all have a disability. Are you short-sighted? Are you long-sighted? Do you have a big lower back that does not allow you to carry heavy stuff anymore? Do you have a short temper that you just cannot control? Are you forgetful or have issues concentrating? There will always be challenges in life. It's not a matter of whether you will meet adversity, but how and when you meet them. We shouldn't shoo or hide from them. Instead, we must prepare ourselves to meet them head on, and we should help our friends and family members get ready for these difficult moments. I love inspiring stories. I like the way these stories are able to motivate myself. Ivy has managed to turn her disability into an unfair advantage. J-Mac overcame his autistic past to now become a celebrity. Do you have a disability? Instead of dwelling on it, can you turn it to your unfair advantage instead? Thank you.
Thank you, bro. And a famous person once told me that the only disability that you have is a bad attitude. And that famous person is my cousin, Hitesh. For those of you who know. And as we move on to the next part of the meeting, which is the end of the project. And can we have the timers report, please, from Mala?
Everyone qualified except N1.
Yes, could we have the timing so that the evaluators can know?
Manish, 4 minutes, 29 seconds.
4 minutes, 29 seconds for Manish.
Ensure, 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
5 minutes, 5 seconds for Ansho.
N1, 4 minutes, 47 seconds.
4 minutes, 47 seconds.
Nicole 6 minutes, 33 seconds.
6 minutes, 33 seconds.
IN, 6 minutes, 36 seconds.
6 minutes, 36 seconds. So everybody qualifies, am I correct?
N1.
Only, so the voting is eligible for everybody except for N.
Wait, N qualified.
N qualifies.
Yeah, 4.5 to 7. But because you're given 30 seconds.
Lala, what is N's timing again?
4 minutes, 47 seconds.
Yeah, so she qualifies. So everybody qualified. Could we have a round of applause for all the speakers who qualified? And at the bottom of your meeting agenda, or actually any paper which you can find, you just need to tear out and then put whichever speaker that you feel is the best prepared speech speaker. Not the best looking speaker, but the best prepared speech speaker. And as we move on to before the break, we have a very special segment today, but I will tell you guys about the special segment in about 30 seconds because I see you guys are very busy voting for the best prepared speech. So and before we move on to the special segment, actually, is there any Exco announcement that needs to be made? Any Exco announcement that needs to be made except for the social director? Can we have the social director on stage to give the Exco announcement? Okay, he's already on stage again. So as social director, my announcement is on February 29, we will be having a social outing after our successful last social outing at Peter's Place, which was really good fun. And then this time we have a couple of options. So just by a show of hands, just a quick survey which we're going to do. The 3 options which we have is number 1, which is going for art jamming. How many of you know what is art jamming means? You do some art and you do your own masterpiece. Art jamming is one of them. Number 2 is we go for KTV, karaoke. Whether there's alcohol or not, I don't know. but there's karaoke.
Social director, we must take the course involved.
We must take the course involved, and then the other thing is, the third option is we go to the Trick Eye Museum. So for the first one, art jamming is $60. KTV, I'm guessing around $20 to $25 per person, and then the Trick Eye Museum is $25 as well. So, Trick Eye Museum is you get to take a lot of photos in the 3D kind of thing. I think a lot of you have seen it on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm not sure how to describe Trick Eye Museum on stage. So just by show.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Will there be a live filming at the social event?
Will there be a live filming at the social event? That is a very interesting question, Harish. I know why Harish asked that question. A lot of you don't know, but I know why Harish asked that question. But yes, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So these are the things. So just by a quick show of hands, art jamming. 1 and 2. 3. Art jamming is 3. And for KTV, karaoke. 1, 2, 3. Karaoke 4 as well. And then what about Trick Eye Museum? Okay, that's what I got in my Exco WhatsApp group as well. So I guess we're going to go to the Trick Eye Museum on the February 29th, and then I'll just keep you guys posted on the details of it in the upcoming meeting. And as we move on to the next special segment, yes, Exco, announcement please.
Okay, yes, I was previously the social director also, so as I already mentioned to some of you, our club will also be organizing, oh yes, for those who are on the live, yes, so our ex-Toastmasters members watching here, we are planning a social trip to Taiwan this coming May. So if you're keen to join us as well, we'll meet in Taipei. So we are planning to go to Taiwan on the 2nd of May, and this trip will end around the 11th of May. So there will be a tour around Taiwan area from the 2nd to 8th, and then we'll be staying on in Taipei up till the 11th of May. So do join us for this trip, because we are also intending to visit a Toastmasters club in Taipei itself, which is Taipei Toastmasters Club.
Your email address, please.
Email address? So you can actually email me at Jackie. Okay, I'll just give you my. You just come and look for me during the break. Easier. For broadcast, okay. So you can email me at jackym@acmeachievers.com. acmeachievers.com. I'll put it up on the live chat. See you there.
And just by a show of hands, how many of you are interested to go to Taiwan? Okay, Jackie. I think if in a room we've got this many people, I don't know how many people are going to get live. So, is there a max number of people allowed, Jackie, or can we book the whole plane? The whole plane of Toastmasters. That doesn't sound very fun. You cannot sleep. The whole plane of Toastmasters. Can you guys imagine? And we move on to the special segment, because tonight with us we have Manoj Vasudevan, who's a dear mentor of mine, and he was the runner-up in the World Public Speaking Stage, which happened last year in Las Vegas. And he was a runner-up. So just to let you guys know the scale of this event, in Singapore last year there were actually 208 clubs. So what happens is you compete at club level, and then after that you win, and then you go on to compete at area level. So there are 44 areas. And after area level you move on to division level. And then after division level, it doesn't end there, you go on to district level, because we are part of District 80, and then you go on to the main stage. So it's quite a very prestigious place to be at, and his speech can be found on YouTube. But tonight he will deliver for us a 3-minute speech, not on what he did on stage, but generally on 3 minutes on how much he loves Toastmasters Club of Singapore. I mean, he's just gonna share with us something for 3 minutes. Could we have a huge round of applause? And we are very happy to have Manoj with us today.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So did you have a wonderful New Year? Yes. I don't think so. Did you have a wonderful New Year?
Yes.
Every time I ask, second time I told you no. You see, I didn't have a really great New Year because I was having some problem over the last 1 week. You know, my right eye, it is some throbbing, some twitching. It kind of closes by itself. So what happened is whenever I go for some conferences or meeting like this, after that I speak to some ladies, and I see a lot of Facebook requests. And that's when my eyes keep closing. Seriously, it's serious. So I saw a doctor today, it's fine. And I'm not asking for more Facebook friends. Too much, no, I don't know, maybe I'm too much running around trees, doing the dance thing. That's why. I know I don't have much time, but raise your hand if you have made a New Year resolution. Now raise your hand if the resolution is same as last year's. Don't be ashamed. All right, very good. Actually, for many years, I used to have the exact same New Year resolutions. In fact, I used to have a long list of things I had to do, and every New Year, all I had to do is I take the old list and change the year. Wow. So it has just always carry forward to the next year. I aim for too much and achieve too little. Then a few years ago, I made a change, and that helped me to achieve most of the things I set out to do. And which was to have a very, even no matter what list I have, most important was how I was trying to implement that. So what I started doing was, I made a promise to myself that every day I will have a short list of what I will achieve today. And I made sure every day before I go to sleep, I will achieve that. So sometimes I would sleep much later, but that's the only thing I did. But I also started to do something different was, I don't have a long list of things to do every day, maybe a very short list, but I tried to make sure that I achieved that. So earlier on, I used to challenge myself saying I'll write 3 books this year, or write 150 speeches, and it never happened. But when I started doing this, I realized I've spoken more last year. I of course wrote books and speeches and everything happened, and even professional speeches and on a variety of topics. I've probably spoken on 70 topics last year. But that, what I realized was I was trying to achieve little, but make sure I achieve that. I don't know what is it for you. All I want to ask you is this, because it's the little things that matter. Maybe it's not how much you achieve, but what you set out to and whether you're keeping your promise. So I leave you with just one question. What are you planning to do differently this year compared to last year that will make you, help you to have better health, prosperity, and happiness? And that's just something for your thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj, for your speech and sharing with us. And now we have come to the most important part of today, which is the break time. And we are on schedule, so we've got 10 to 15 minutes of break. And after the break, we'll be having the evaluation. So, yeah, break time is now. Yes, you guys can go for your break as well if you're live. Yeah.
Thank you. Happy New
Now with this live internet streaming thing, I gotta be careful about I have a habit. I didn't have it today. I asked Jeffrey. Where's Jeffrey?
Because one of the members also needs it.
Okay. Really? Hey, you take care of this one. Is the stream down? Stream what? The stream of this event.
Downloadable.
No, I mean, is it down? It's like.
Oh yeah, I stopped.
Oh, you stopped it?
Yes, for the break.
Ah, okay. No, I have a habit of saying inappropriate things. So now I'm more careful with my tongue.
Oh, don't worry, I always say inappropriate thing at the right time.
Oh, Will.
Yes.
Now look at this and think of you.
Oh, really?
I don't know why the association.
Oh, cool.
Yes, makes you wonder, do you have anything to do with this?
I don't have anything to do with this.
Share in this also?
I got no share in this.
No, I don't think. I'm not talking about share. No, I think about organization.
Is it?
As in, you had influence.
Influence?
Yes.
Good influence or bad
Brought
influence?
influence that brought events into being.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Good or bad will only be
I
judged
have no
by
idea what
history.
to care about. My vocab is limited.
Okay, never mind. Alright, okay, continue to 加油啊，再上一层楼。Huh? It's 5 to 7 minutes. Right, 5 to 7 minutes, so you can go up to 7 minutes. 6 to 5. For you, 4 just minutes. Below 4.30 is qualified. So you just managed to speak through. Alright, okay, congratulations.
I 看你很像在等那个青灯亮。
Well, because I'm leaving after my evaluation. Anyway, I still want to take after. Leave it here, you can take it.
I really like your outfits. When you came out, I was like, wow, different, something different. Welcome, welcome.
I'm doing speech also.
I will get a, is it for a better one or project one?
Yes.
Longer one at least.
David. David.
Describe so much, like give you the image, give you
That's why I was trying to be your side.
Give us one, very good number, right?
And welcome back, everybody. I know that some of you still having your tea outside, but for the rest of you who are here, we'll just move on to the next session, which is the table topic session. And I will pass the mic over to our table topic master, who will explain to you what exactly happens in table topics. And the table topic master for today is our one and only David Debritken. Could you have a round of applause for David, please?
Thank you very much, Vicky. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the viewers at home. Welcome to the table topic session this evening. Table topics sounds like a funny name, doesn't it? Table topics. Firstly, there's no table on this stage. So table topics, if you don't know, is a chance for us to practice our impromptu speaking. I mean, life is impromptu speaking. You don't have a chance to really practice. We're reliving it for the first time. So it's a chance for us to not only practice impromptu speaking in front of people, but also in life. And that leads me to the theme of my favourite type of table topics, which is like real life table topics. So you never know, these situations may happen to you. So we can treat today's session as a laboratory and just think outside of the square, be creative and practice your impromptu speaking. In this club we have a time limit on these responses as well. We have normally a green light will show after 1 minute, an amber light after 1.5 minutes, and a red light after 2, and then you need to wrap up by 2.5 minutes. Time is of the essence, so if you can really wrap up in that time, you've done really well. So what I'll normally do is invite somebody up. So it's completely raw, you don't know what you're embarking on. It's more adventurous, right? You come up here, then I'll pose the question, and then you embark on answering the question and do your best. That's all that matters. And if your New Year's resolution was to take on more adventurous things, now's your chance to kick that New Year's resolution off. So don't be afraid, it's only in good fun. So firstly, I'd like to invite the first speaker. Who will that be for 2013? It's a clear hand here. Please invite Chandra up. Warm welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Chanda. Okay, the first one is related to the MRT, the mass. MRT stands for mass rapid transit. Yeah, I'm not Singaporean, sorry, but it's a great country. Really, that was not a joke. It's a great country. So you're in the MRT. And you see someone sitting in the sort of reserved for disabled people's seat. And then you see a disabled person walk on the train. Now the challenge is how can you, but they are sort of still sitting there. How can you inspire that person to make room for who really needs that chair without actually asking them directly? Thank you. David.
Well, I'm in MRT and I see this person, this guy, young guy, sitting at the corner seat, the pregnant days. I looked hard at him. around his stomach. Maybe some new experiment. He's trying. Maybe he is pregnant. No, he's not. And then a lady walked in. She's pregnant. I can clearly see because of the proportions. And I was wondering this guy would obviously get up and allow her to sit, but he did not. He started acting like, I'm sleeping. I thought for a moment, I just want to grab him and get him out of the seat, but no, I thought no, shouldn't do that. So what did I do? I motioned him. He didn't get up. I was wondering, oh my God, what to do. What did I do? I actually took 3 steps back and then I walked towards him. He looked at me like, you want to sit? Yeah. And then I didn't sit, I offered the seat to the lady. Well, yeah, that was an interesting incident. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chanda. You never know, you may need that technique one day. Say someone else. So all these questions are for fun. It's about challenging yourself. So it's not about having a perfect answer. You may have the absolutely worst answer. But I've seen a hand come up. Please put your hands together for our next speaker. Okay, you may know someone like this. 2016 has started, and a colleague has come to you for inspiration. They're no longer happy with their job, and they want to leave. How can you inspire a colleague to want to pursue with their drudging job without directly saying it?
So David, what are you saying is that someone is trying to propose leaving the job and then after. Okay. Thanks. I think many of us have gone through this once or twice, or maybe many more in our work life. I myself have gone through it. In terms of inspiring, I think the first thing which I would do is that rather than jump to the conclusion that I need to inspire someone, I would try to understand what is it that is leading the other person to take a decision. Maybe it's a good opportunity because all jobs can be boring, all jobs or many jobs can be interesting as well, depending on how you approach them. And hopefully, my approach would be to listen to the person, figure out what's in it for the other person, and I will keep my opinions focused on, or my advice, if it is sought, focused on what the other person is really looking for. So if I can help the other person to see things clearly, it'll be good. To make it more clear, in my view, people make choices of leaving a job or moving to another job. Either they're running from something, or they're running towards something. And during my conversation, if I figure out that the person is running towards something, then I would really encourage and say, please go ahead and take the step. But if the decision is based on running from something, then I think I'll try and share that not all jobs are perfect, and what you're learning from here, you might find it there. So take a step back, think about it, and if you can figure out a reason why to run for something, then you'll be happy. Thank you.
Bravo, that was a very insightful response, and it's a fine example that you don't have to actually answer the question either. You can answer it however you like, actually. Oh, so a hand. One arm. The one-arm bandit. Please put your hands together. So question 3. Oh, this is another one on, maybe we should change the topic a little bit. Alright, so you're in a queue. I mean, who likes to queue in Singapore? You're in a queue in Singapore, and everyone knows that if you strike up a conversation, time flies by. So you're in a queue in Singapore. What's a good way of striking up a conversation to kill time, and then finally you're there?
This is a really good question. I'd be able to answer this properly. Because the thing is that I face this in a lot of situations, like I go next to strangers and then kill time by, if I'm in a queue, I just ask them questions about their life. Of course, don't worry. You just need the emotional intelligence to actually understand what questions to ask them. Like, don't be too sensitive. Because don't ask them questions about their personal details, where they're living, and because then you look like a stalker. Don't ask, you can ask them for email addresses, and then try to use your mind and your judgment. Like I don't want to be racist over here, but I made one thing myself. Guys, don't tell this to my friend. Like, I have one friend called Kenny Sedgers. I met him once in the queues at the Somerset MRT station. I decided that he would become my friend because it's a safe thing to do. You should understand, because the thing is that he's an expat. So if he was a local here, like in ragged clothes, then I would feel really scared, because what's the name of these loan sharks in Singapore? I would have felt scared that he would be in Along if he was a local dressed in shabby clothes. But since he's an expat, and the thing is that expats over here, if anything goes wrong, like if they do any crime, then they'll be deported. So of course I felt really safe to make him as a friend, even though he was a stranger. So another thing is that don't ask people for you can ask people for their phone numbers, but don't ask people for some personal details, because then nowadays we've got internet technology where people can stalk and hack as well. So thanks. Don't tell this to my friend.
Well done. And Nikhil is only 19 years of age, and he's about to embark on a university study very soon.
No, I finished. I've graduated.
Oh, pardon me. You finished. Wow.
But now I'm just in a bad shoulder condition.
Yeah. No. Well done. Yes. Warm, and sorry if I don't pick you. It's really hard actually. One of the hardest things. Welcome. Question 4. Okay, I think this is just to change the order of things. So you're a hairdresser, and you've misheard the instruction for the haircut, and you've cut the hair like it's on a woman, and you've cut it extremely short, like say 10 mil. How do you, like everyone knows that the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut, for a guy it's about 2 weeks, but for a lady maybe it's a bit more. How do you persuade her that it's okay, like the haircut you've given her is fine?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters. This is 2016. It's not 1916. So we are all live in a modern life. So we need to be adventurous. And how to start it? Start from your hair. Try something that you haven't done before. By being spatial, you will have a different experience. You always keep the hair long. You can only attract men that like women with long hair, which you're already bored of them. So why not? You change your hairstyle, become so short, then you started to attract different men. That is the advantages of having a different haircut. And the second thing is 2016. You know what impression rate is very expensive to buy. What is that? Sorry.
Move forward for the camera.
Oh, forward. So, with a nice hairstyle, you can walk forward to the camera so people see how short it is. So, in short, you don't have to be afraid with this new hairstyle because you will have a different experience with it, and then you can save a lot of money in shampooing, and you can. Money is just a small matter. The most important thing is you save time. Time is precious. So you save time, you don't need to spend 1 hour in your bathroom. So there are more than 10 advantages to have this short haircut. But because of time, I just tell you 2, and 2 is enough. Attract different men and also save your time and save your money.
That's brilliant. So it's official. We have a new haircut on the streets. It's called the Wei Chin. So here and at home, if you get a short haircut, it's the Wei Chin, and we know all the benefits now. Well done. And by the way, yeah, try to step forward so that people at home can see us clearly. Okay, yes. Yes, please. All right. Welcome. Nice to meet you too. Warm round of applause. Thanks very much. Okay, so all right. This is a challenging one, but I think you're the man for it. You're the man for it. So you've got thousands of people at home watching, and they still have till 10 p.m. to come in. So your challenge is to inspire an audience member to get into this meeting right now before it finishes. I know you're at the comfort at your own home, but you've got to inspire them. Why would they even consider coming out and coming here tonight by 10 p.m?
Marketing. Okay. Let's see. Well, very simple. I'll take myself in maybe I will be the example for you guys to come over here. You see, why wait? You can wait for next week, wait for the next couple of weeks. Basically, procrastination. Why procrastinate? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Testing. So yes, I realize I'm not a very good salesman for this. But basically, in all, is that we tend to wait. We always tend to wait. But the question we ask is why? Why do we wait? What are we afraid of? Are we going to let the fear stop us, or are we going to go against the fear? Basically, that is pretty much it. I have a lot of time more to go. Why else do we come here? Well, we can meet me, for example. Okay, you can meet a lot of other gentlemen, not just me, there's a lot of singles. How many singles are there? Ladies too, we've got one here too, and for ladies and a lot more people. And I believe, that's a green light. There we go, thank you. That's interesting.
Well done. So, you're all tempted to come in. You're most welcome to come and join all the singles here. Yeah, on the right there, sorry. Yep. Sorry, this is the hardest job in Toastmasters. But all be proud of yourself because you're all very enthusiastic and willing to give it a go. I know this is also a tough one. Okay, you've died. Okay, I'm really sorry, but you've died. But it's a fact of life. Now, the difference is that you are giving your own obituary. Okay? You're giving your own obituary. So the obituary is where you pay respects for someone who's passed away. Okay, so I know David de Brincat, it's a shame he passed away, but he loved Toastmasters. So you are giving your own obituary. So in a way, what would you like someone to say about you? That's what the question's sort of prompting you. And then maybe you go on to fulfill it. So yeah, do your own obituary.
Yeah, you are giving it to yourself.
Well, okay, do it for someone you highly respect. An imaginary person that, you know what I'm trying to say? Or... Yeah, but you make it up. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests. So after I die, what I want people remember about me? I want people remember me about as a funny guy who acts a lot, do something crazy, do some exaggerated actions that make people remember me. But it's very important that in our life, after we die, we wish people remember good things about us. What I bring impacts to my friends around is that I'm a person that brings hope, cheers, enthusiasm, laughter to my friends around. So if I die, people remember that, a good guy has died. What a poor thing. He should live longer. Yeah, so. And I also wish that I can be a great man, that everyone, once remember me, they will laugh instead of tears coming out from their eyes. Isn't it great that I can be so inspiring to others? I can be a good thing and good memory with others that everyone can remember me, not just a name on a graveyard. I hope that everyone here who don't know me can know me more, better, so that when I die, you remember me. Thank you.
That was an excellent answer. I'd like to invite Stacey up to the front. Oh, we have two Stacey. Thank you. Welcome. Well, it's New Year's at the moment, and many people have resolutions. So imagine you have a friend who has the resolution to get fit. How do you say something to inspire them and go all the way?
So good evening to everyone tonight. If I had a friend who had a resolution to get fit, how I would inspire them would probably be, give up your resolution. Don't make resolutions because you'll break them. So I read something that instead of having a resolution, which is something you can make a resolve, which is something you have. So I would tell my friend, have a resolve, be committed, because you can't get fit if you're uncommitted. Probably tell my friend a joke, which is what most people wish for, a fat bank account and a thin body, but get it mixed up during the year. And ask my friend how they wish to achieve what they want to do. So basically, a resolution is about an aim, something which you want to achieve. But a resolve gets you to what you want to achieve. So in summary, I would tell my friend, scrap the resolution, make a resolve, and go for it all the way. Back to you.
Well done. Mr. Eager. Warm welcome for Mr. Eager. So many leaders around the world are inspiring their people. So imagine you're the president of your own country and you now are going to inspire your countrymen in 2016. Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand together here as one of you guys. Many years ago, there was this young man who thought that he couldn't make it. Everybody looked down on him. Everybody thought that this guy can never make it past primary school, secondary school. Everybody thought that this guy, this little boy here, is ADHD, autistic, flat-footed, you name it. He got all the worst names. But along the way, this young man did not give up. He struggled, he fought hard, he looked for people around him that can look up to, that he can look up to. People that can actually raise him up, people that will encourage him. It did not matter how many, even if everyone said that he was a loser, but he just looked for that one person to give him that thumbs up that said that, this person, you're good, you can do it, I have absolute faith in your ability. And believe it or not, years later, 10, 20 years later, this man, despite all odds, he became a degree holder, he became a professor, he started to give speeches, and he started inspiring people, sharing his life story, be it good or bad, through tears, through happiness. He really showed his emotions, he openly showed his compassion for the unfortunate, and eventually, his people voted him as their leader, their president. And this young man stands here today. So right now, friends, fellow countrymen, as your leader, I just want to tell you, believe in yourself. We work together as a team. We work together as a country. Together, we will prosper. And as my parting word, I just want to tell you, if you are with me, I'm with you all the way. Let's do it together.
Well done. Who votes for Mr. Eager? Sorry, that was well done. Okay, we're getting close to the end, but we have two more questions, I think. Right at the back. Little hand at the back. Oh, you have to arm wrestle over the next spot. No, sorry. Yeah. I should have brought my glasses. Welcome. Warm round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So you're the time of year where you're in a room with your manager and you're going through all the good things you've done and so forth. And now it comes to the pay discussion. How do you persuade your manager to increase your reward? People can learn from this.
Okay, thanks. Boss, how was your day today? All right. Got scolding from your wife? Why you ask? Well, boss, you think today is a new year? I did got scolding, but what do you want? I just want a pay rise. I've been working like a buffalo for you the past 1 year. Boss, well, you sure about that? Look, either you pay me or I leave. Since when you become so daring, I thought you were the docile type. I could depend on you.
Boss, I'm very direct because 1, you got scolding, 2, you don't like me beating around the bush, 3, I think enough dramas. I think we have to survive. Today I bought a cake and it cost me about $4. Let's be practical. Let me think about it. What do you think, folks? Do you think I'll get a pay rise?
Yeah.
No. You're going to do job.
That there is what Toastmasters is all about. It's about being courageous and giving it a go. Well done. Now the last question, it's the, oh, yes. I thought we saw eager before, but now this is eager with enthusiasm wrapped up. Okay, the last speaker, please give a warm round of applause for the last speaker. Welcome. Now, I left the best to last in terms of questions and in terms of speakers. Now, I think there's nothing worse than when someone says, oh, this guy is funny, or can you crack a joke, and then suddenly you've got all that cracky joke pressure. So I'm putting that on you, right? And the context is this, you've got a friend that's feeling a little bit down, and you need to boost up their spirits. And the challenge is, how do you make them laugh? I know it's very general, but don't worry, it's only Toastmasters, and it's only about learning.
Oh well, I'm not really good at making someone laugh, but I'll try, and if I fail in my attempts, probably it'll be funny trying to see me try. So hopefully that'll make my friend laugh. So let's start with the story. Once upon a time, we had 3 little pigs. They were different colored. One was violet, one was green, and one was blue. And one day, they all went to the market to get some ice cream from Hokkaido. They were selling, well, I don't actually know where I'm going with the story. So they were selling rainbow-colored ice cream in Hokkaido, which comes in 7 colors. Comes in lavender, melon, which is like orange, vanilla, yellow, like corn-like. There's strawberry, raspberry, and I believe there was also chocolate. Right, so the 3 little pigs tried to decide on who would queue up for the ice cream because you see, 7 does not evenly divide into 3, and one of them would have 1 more color. It would be 3 colors to 1 and 2 to each of the other 2. And so in the end, they squabbled so hard, and by the time they were done squabbling, the shop was closed. And we should just go get some ice cream now because it'll make you feel better. And like the rainbow, everything always turns out brighter at the end of the day. And if all else fails, that's always chocolate. Thank you.
That's one of the best performances I've ever seen. And I'm not saying it sarcastically. That's what Toastmasters is all about. It's about facing the unknown, and it's not about the result. It's about the journey. I'm really sorry, and it wasn't you. It's because I seeded in everyone's mind an expectation that you have to be funny. As soon as that happens, it's hard. I mean, that's what happened with me at the latest humour speech. But now I won't waffle on. I thought it was a wonderful answer. So I think that's the 10 questions, and now it's time to. Did everyone qualify within those time limits, timekeeper? Did everyone qualify? Or?
Everyone qualified, yeah.
All right, so everyone's in. Please select your favourite speaker. So thank you for your attention, thank you for your courage and your participation, and I wish you all a wonderful 2016. now I'll hand back to our awesome table. What's the name? Toastmaster of the evening, yes.
David, just in case you didn't know, you were live in front of a lot of people.
At least I wasn't there.
At least I wasn't there.
And as you guys are voting, everybody qualified, and we move on to one of the most important sessions in our meeting agenda, because that is the evaluation. Because what is a speech without an evaluator? Am I right? So nobody is listening to me, because everybody is voting for the best table topic. And let's move on to the evaluation for the prepared speech. And for the first evaluation, evaluations are for 2 to 3 minutes. And 2 minutes, the green light will go on. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, we'll have the amber light, and at 3 minutes will be the red light. And then at 3 minutes 30 seconds, we will have the bell. And for the first evaluation for Manisha's wonderful speech titled "Second Time Lucky," we have the evaluation done by Guru Prasad. Could we have a round of applause for Guru, please?
Mr. President, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, first of all, wish you a very happy and glorious Happy New Year to you. And Manish, congratulations for second time being lucky after being a member of Toastmasters, member of Toastmaster Club for many years. Even I also a second time lucky, because I'm also doing a second time evaluation of the project one. And it's really very hard to evaluate the good speaker like you. But I like 3 things about you. And first thing is, you look, your body language was superb. You look very confident. Your voice was very clear. That's the 3 things I like, because you spoke only for 4.5 minutes. As you remember, you got the first speaker for icebreaker speech. You got 6 minutes, actually 6.5 minutes. You spoke for only 4.5 minutes. Probably could I use the time, utilize the full 6 minutes of time. Okay, there is one more suggestion I would like to highlight, maybe we can consider for the next speeches. When you were speaking, you were standing at one stage of your of this speech. I would suggest use this, please stand in the center of the stage so that everyone on the floor can see you, and it will be good for cameraman also to focus on you, so that you look well on the live TV. Apart from that, I think that's it. I think overall it was a very good speech, and I think I would say instead of a best prepared speech, I would say there is a very good impromptu icebreaker speech. Looking forward to hear your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Guru, for your evaluation. And moving on to the second evaluation for Anshul will be done by Jackie Lim. Could we have Jackie Lim on stage, please? And a round of applause for him.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening and a very fabulous evening to all of you here. Now, to master the art of public speaking, it truly begins with stepping up to deliver your speech. Because certainly, progress only comes through practice. So today, our speaker, Anush, is actually doing his Project 1, which is the icebreaker speech. Did he really break the ice with us? Now, first of all, I must commend that Anush did very well. In fact, he certainly had actually went beyond the bar in his first speech. Let's give him a round of applause. What I thought he really did well was that he was able to achieve he did the 3S. S, right? Okay. The first S that he did was that he was able to use stories, a total of 2 stories, to connect with us. And stories are so powerful. And I thought he was a very natural storyteller as well. In fact, for his first project, he did not even use any notes. Isn't this awesome? Now, the second S that he was able to achieve was that he was able to use stage anchors as well. And that I thought really helped him to achieve his objective even better, because by using stage, what I mean by stage anchors is that when he shared his first story, remember he was actually using this space right here, and then when he shared his second story, he moved on to this right side here. By using stage anchors, it actually helps the audience to remember the 2 stories much better. And then he certainly had that sense of humor, which is, I thought, is a very natural strength that he has, because he was able to crack humor throughout the speech. And that is certainly one area that I thought you can really work on, because it really comes so natural to you. And you know, the way you actually have this humor, you were able to do it with that serious look on your face, which is, I thought, very hard to achieve. So awesome. Now, if there are really just areas that you could consider improving, I will come up with the 2 M's. Now, what are the 2 M's that you could have possibly consider working on is, first of all, the use of the microphone. You see, while you have not shown directly this fear because you don't use the notes, I thought there was still this very subtle signs of nervousness. How do I know it? Because throughout the speech, this was what Anush was doing. He was clasping this microphone in his hand. And this shows what? That this is like a barrier. Because psychologically, we do things that we're afraid of subconsciously. So by actually using one hand, you could also free the other arm to use more of these gestures that could even help you along the way. Number 2, to make your speech even more memorable, is by telling us the meaning of your speech. So relate your story back to the audience. How could you have done it? Is that you could have given us a message. For example, you could have said that, you know, this lady, for example, could represent everyone that appears in our life is here to teach us something. What if this is really true? Then that is actually a take-home message for the audience. Now, all in all, I thought that if you could apply these techniques here, you could certainly not just break the ice, but ace your speech. Back to you.
Thank you, Jackie. I always love listening to Jackie's evaluation, because I remember how he evaluated one of my speeches, and after that I kept thinking about his evaluation for the whole week until I don't know whether it's a compliment or what. And as we move on to the next evaluation that's going to be done by Ernest, could we have Ernest on stage, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster evening, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the project speaker, Ang Wong. I was very impressed with your speech. Your title of speech revealed the beauty of the whole speech, how to say it. The title is Be the Force with You. The title itself is a figure of speech. And the speech itself is how to say it. That means you have to use figure of speech, rhetorical devices, plus organize your speech well, describe your speech in a short sentences, vivid descriptions, and all the words that highlight the whole speech. What the true beauties of a speech lies in 2 stories they told us. The first story about the famous lawyer turned into a singer, Andre Bocelli. Everybody knows he is next to Pavarotti. For those of you who still don't know, go to YouTube and see him. Second story is about your good friend, engineer. An analytical, detailed person turned into a language teacher helping the underprivileged. So the story itself encompasses the forces in within. We all know that it is the soft touch of a person that can change other people. If you use hard rocks against hard rocks, you'll damage the person. It is always the inner beauty that reveals the hardness of a person. A couple of points that I hope that you can remember and improve. 3 points. Number 1, other than be the force review, you hardly use any of the rhetorical devices. How you can use the rhetorical devices? Number 1, you can say, Andre Bocelli, though he's blind, but you can see with the ear. That's very good. Secondly, you can use the power of 3. Try it. Andre Bocelli, he's strong, sweet, and sexy. SSS alliteration. Your friend, engineer. Engineer, my friend, is a strong person, but he has a soft and tender touch of a lamb that helps other people. So rhetorical devices are metaphor, simile, and other things which you can use to highlight the whole thing. Second point that you can improve on, you use only 4 minutes 47 seconds. You can actually increase another story and make it more interesting. But your ending was good, be the force with you. If you can use Anthony Robbins, awaken the giant within, even better still. Because Anthony Robbins is another person you can use as an example that you can use inside him to change his life. If Anthony Robbins can change other people's life, being the best coach in the world, you too can do it. So ladies and gentlemen, your conclusion was good, and I congratulate you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Ernest, for your evaluation, and I totally agree when Ernest says that the speech title is very important. Because I think, remember you guys, I told you guys about my first 2 speeches, the speech title. So just so you know what it actually meant, A.S.F.S. actually meant A is for Aries, that's my star sign, and S is soccer player, and then the other S was student for life. And then I came on with my second speech that was titled I'm also a whole, H-O-L-E. So that actually stood for, I talked about how I was, H-O-L-E actually stood for high on life every day. So at this time, I really feel that the title of the speech is one of the most important things. And as we move on to the next evaluation for Nicole, it is going to be done by distinguished Toastmaster Ng Che Kim. Could we have Che Kim on stage, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Mr. Asshole. I can relate to the content of the speech because it shared about the Taiwanese and the Bollywood movies in the 90s. I grew up at the same time. I'm sure the audience can see that we are about the same age. Now, I like the way you deliver your speech because you were well prepared. You delivered the speech with enthusiasm, you were humorous, the speech was entertaining, and you used exaggeration to bring out your unique way of looking at those Taiwanese and the Hindi and the Bollywood movies. You acted out the scene, especially the Bollywood movies. I can relate to that, and I always enjoy Bollywood movies. Now, in your speech, there are a few areas that I would suggest to you for improvement. First is, you chose 2 types of movies, Taiwanese and Bollywood movies. I thought if you only choose one, just focus on Bollywood movies, it would be better. And you can go into more depth, because one important part of the Bollywood movie that you left out is the group dancing. You know, all of a sudden the whole village came out and dancing together. I said they were trained for years. So that part was missing. Now, secondly is, but I want to tell you, the Bollywood movies after 25 years, today the plot hasn't changed. And the second suggestion is, in this speech about using body language, I felt that you should not have holding on the mic, because the mic was the hindrance. If you want to show that how the man and the girl embrace each other, the mic is there as an obstruction. Now, the body language can be used both as a content or as a tool for speaking. In your speech, you use it as the content. I suggest that you introduce body language as a tool for public speaking to add better impact. So in future speeches, I recommend that you introduce body language as a tool. There was some part of your body language and the content of speech that were not congruent. For example, when you act that the Taiwanese actress fainted. So when you faint, you smile. Not many people can smile when they're fainting. So that congruency need to be improved. And also there were some tenses and singular plural mistakes. For example, you say they embraces. Should be they embrace. And some of the part of your language use present tense, but the next sentence use past tense. So I thought you could pay more attention to that. But overall, that was an entertaining speech.
Thank you, Chair Kim. And moving on to the last evaluation for today, could we have So Swee Kiat on stage, please, for the last evaluation? Let's give a round of applause for Swee Kiat, please.
District officers, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. Toastmaster Kai Yen delivered a very timely message to us this evening. What was that? And that is, all of us look very healthy, isn't it? But deep within us could be a disability. Something that we feel is hindering us from progressing. He had the structure when he wished he had legs that could stretch and shrink. In the body of his speech, he told us examples of people who had disabilities but overcame them, and concluded by a challenge to you. Do you have a disability? And encourage us to overcome that. He came to us confident without any notes. I like his alliteration where words starting with the same letter, for example, swimming, softball, soccer, skiing, all starts with S. And he demonstrated appropriate gestures, body language, when he attempted throwing the ball. Toastmaster Kayang, here are some suggestions for improvement in your future speeches. I thought the diction and pronunciation of words could be improved. For example, when you mentioned about TED, TED, presentation, it was for technology, education, design. So the consonants have to be heard. And you mentioned the lady with the prosthetic legs should be Aini Mullins. I thought it was Emmy. Conclusion could have been stronger. For example, ladies and gentlemen, what is your disability? Is there something that is hindering you from progressing? Not for Aini with the prosthetic legs, not for J-Mac who was short but threw 6 3-point throws and entered. Would you like to be like them?
Overcome your disability with these two examples, and your life will change to be better like them. Your rate also could have improved when it said, first throw, miss. Continue with some throw. You then turned. You threw some more. And altogether there were 6 3-point throws. And it. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the message that Diane is telling us. Congratulations, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster So Swee Kiat. And we are done for the evaluations for today. And Simon, did every one of the evaluators qualify for voting?
Everyone qualified except Honest.
Okay, everyone qualified except Ernest. So voting is available for Guru, Jackie, Cherkin, and Swee Kiat. And as usual, at the bottom you can do the voting for the best evaluator, and we will have Will and Barbara going around collecting the votes. And before we have the R-Counters report, could we have, I know we have a couple of announcements from the ICTMC and the Mother Earth, the two presidents are here. So first, could I have the ICTMC president, please, for the announcement? It is...
Past, present, future leaders, fellow Toastmasters. Actually, it's an invitation. We are a very small but humble people known as International Community Toastmasters, and we like to invite whoever is free. This coming, as in January, we were having an open invite for Toastmasters. We will be moving to up north, specifically Ace the Place, and we'll fill you out with the details. Come and check us out. A special briefing. It will be on a Saturday, 7 to 10. I'll leave the note to the club president, TMCS. Just check us out, and you're in for a treat. Humble but significant. Thank you very much.
And could we have the president of Mother Earth Toastmasters for his announcement?
So, I'm going to join in with a little bit of rhetorical device and some body language here. Congratulations, Toastmasters of Singapore. You have given birth to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a new Toastmasters club that is essentially born and is called a sister club. I'm thinking of it more as a daughter club. Well, it's another Toastmasters club. What would you say, Vicky? 208 clubs? Is that what you said?
Last year.
Last year. This year, maybe more? Who knows? So what's another club? What's the big deal, right? Well, this club is a little bit different. This club kind of refers back to what President Peter was talking about earlier. He was talking about a cause, a belief in a cause, right? And Manish was talking about, where's Manish? Is he here? First speaker. So anyway, he's talking about the love of his 4-year-old son and his 8-year-old daughter, right? This club is about them, right? They are the cause. Yet the cause of the cause is us. Meaning, what we have been doing for almost 200 years now has been polluting the earth and the atmosphere. And now we are starting to recognize it. In fact, we recognized it a long time ago. But countries have just recently come together to come to a historic agreement. And Now we're all trying to scramble and do something, right? December 12th, they came to this agreement in Paris, right? President Obama and Prime Minister Lee were all there, came to this agreement, and now we're in a situation where we have to question, is it enough? Is what they have agreed to enough? And scientists will tell you no. It requires more than just the government, it requires us. And so the Mother Earth is about giving us the opportunity to live up to our human potential across areas of environment, climate change, but also well-being. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, right, how likely are we going to be to effectively take care of the environment and do something about the climate? So what this does, what we're doing with the club, is to provide an opportunity to come learn and to come speak about and to learn what to do about this issue that is going to be affecting us all. Because ultimately, someone talked about, one of the table topics was about that we are all going to die, right? About death. Actually, my grandmother passed away yesterday, and you're right, I mean, we all die. But it's what we do while we're alive that matters. And this is the first generation that will recognize that the consequences of what we are doing. But we are also the last generation that has the opportunity to do something about it. Because if we don't, we're spinning essentially the effects of things like climate change out of control. So I invite you, we invite you to come to the club, right? We're gonna try to make it fun. It's not gonna be all doomsday, but it is gonna be an opportunity to learn about these things of consequence, things that actually are going to make a big difference, and the ability to actually make a contribution and make a difference. So I invite you to come out. We are holding our first meeting, our very first meeting, on January 15th at the Maplewood Condominium. It's on Bukit Timah. You can go to the King Albert Park on the King Albert Park MRT stop. That's the new blue line that's running. I've been on it. It's very smooth. Very nice. So come out. It's at 7 o'clock, right? 7 o'clock? At the function room at Maplewood's condo. We also have a Facebook group. So join our Facebook group, Mother Earth, 2 words. And you'll find out more information. We are posting interesting things every day on there to provide education and more opportunities to learn, and you are welcome to also post things as well. So with that, again, congratulations on giving birth to Mother Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. And could we have the Art Council's report? Could we have Renee up on stage to let us know how many so we had? And I think the Art Counter is one of the most toughest jobs in the whole 3 hours. So could we have a very huge round of applause for Renee, please?
Report. Contact person for contact: Weiqi, Mel, Ansu, Taiyang, Jacqueline, Ernestine, and Kim Sosuke. Benson, 1 3 OK, 1 Hokkien, Mai Ganchong. Bikini, 2 R. Peter 1 OK, 1 alright. Manish, 1 you know, 1 alright. N1, 3 R, 1 acting. Nicole, 1 you know, 1 alright, 1 acting. Manoj, 2 R. Guru, 1 David, 2 3 okay. Chandra, 1 Shailesh, 1 you know. Nikki, 5 2 Jeff, 1 1 Basically. Garen, 2 Stacy, 1 1 Basically. Raja, I think 1. Elaine, 5 10 Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. And now we have the prize presentation. But before we move on to the prize presentation for the speeches, we have another prize presentation, which is the CC award ceremony. And this is, we have 3 of our members who are getting CC today, and that is our president, Mr. Peter that is Lat Lat as well, and Su Ming. So some of our members, the CC is how actually do you get CC is when you complete your project 1 to your project 10. And yes, it is a very, very challenging feat to accomplish, as you can see from all of our speeches today. And could I have past President Vicky Su on stage to give out the badges for the CC, please? And could I also have the 3 CCs, Peter Lat Lat, and Su Ming on stage as well? Okay, I haven't said CC. Have I not said what CC is all this time? No. Okay. Okay. I shall let the past president describe what is CC. It's so ingrained in my mind.
It stands for competent communicator. Yes, you do 10 projects. You do 10 projects. From project 1 up to project 10, then you qualify. And it's a big award because after this you can evaluate those people below you. Yeah. So for project 1 to project 10, you can evaluate from this club. But for smaller club, it's okay. For bigger club, we are fussy. Yeah. So this is what we call by CC. And there's a CL menu also. That one is competent leader. Yeah. Competent leader, you must do your role like timer and work in the expo and art counter, organize event. Then you get a CL menu. Yeah. CL title.
Well, ladies first. Zooming.
Alright, John Su Ming has completed her CC, competent communicator menu, actually last year, sometime between August. Yeah. So we only just got a badge. Together. The second one we have Lat Lat. And Lat Lat also finished the competent communicator module somewhere around August. And last but not least, we have Mr. President, who did his competent communicator module on the September of the 15th. He completed it. Could we have the 3 of them on stage to stay on stage for the photo, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all competent communicators. And we have come to the prize presentation. Could we have Mr. President back on stage to give out the prizes, the ribbons for the best table topic, the best evaluator, and the best speaker. And these are the 3
ribbons that we have, and could we also have the runner-up on stage for the photo taking? And for table topics, we have actually 2 runner-ups, means it was a tie. 2 runner-ups are Chander and Elaine. Elaine, your joke works. And the winner for the table topic, could we have a drum roll, please? It is Wei-Cheng! Photographer? Okay.
Coming. Wow.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for taking part in the table topics as well.
Next time, John.
And we move on to the prepared speech. And the best speaker, before we move on to the best speaker, of course, we have the runner-up. We have the runner-up on stage as well. And the runner-up for the prepared speech is Kai Yang. And he had a cold and a cough. And the drum roll for the best prepared speech, it goes to Nicole. We are looking forward to more Bollywood. Congratulations, Nicole and Kaya. And we have the evaluators, the 2 evaluators. The runner-up for the evaluator is Chokim. And for the evaluator, the best evaluator, it goes to, drum rolls again, the last one. It goes to the Distinguished Toastmasters, So Sweet Yet. And thank you everybody for staying with us throughout. We are just on time, and then I'll just leave the stage. Hope you guys had a good time, and then we're going to leave it with the closing for Mr. President. Thank you guys.
Good evening, Toastmaster Club of Singapore again. Tonight we make history. And good evening to the rest of the world who's watching as well. What are the numbers, Brian?
Go on, please. 1644.
1,644 viewers still online watching till this hour. Thank you very much for watching us back at home. We are about to, switch off in about 5 minutes. So for the next 5 minutes, I just want to congratulate all Toastmasters Club of Singapore members that you've done well. And you have made history, because in the history of Singapore, we have never had a live broadcast to the rest of the world before. Now I will have to check with Toastmaster International whether or not we have ever a live broadcast for any meetings in any Toastmasters club around the world. I'll come back to you with that report soon. So continue to believe in yourself, in your dreams and goals, and always do it now. So signing off, good night to you, sir, Mr. Daniel Rex, if you're watching.
Good morning.
And everybody have a safe trip home. Good night.
Do you have a sign or something? Sorry?